Well, it's definitely a nice position to be in, that's for sure.
And, you know, any calls that she gets now, it's because of, you know, because there will be an invoice, a stray invoice that, you know, came in somewhere and it didn't get
Yeah.
processed or.
Right, sure.
Or overload, I mean, that happens. I
You
mean,
have that many to pay, so it's gonna happen.
but, I mean, that's the only call she gets is because of that.
We remember the day, well, I don't know if you were treasurer yet then, that might have predated you a little bit, where we found like $750,000 worth of bills tucked away in drawers and stuff. We had to bring the staff in on the weekend, go through everything and try to get it all caught up. Like
That wasn't me.
Yeah, it's $720,000 or $750,000. It was in drawers and desks and laying around. And we're like, oh, man. That's crazy. But anyway, better days. Okay.
7:30.
About ready, Trina?
You got 30 seconds.
To the wire. It's hot in here. I thought it was going to be a little chilly. It's hot in here.
So tonight we're having a little cheat.
Oh. Oh.
And she's like, well, can you show me this? No, I want everyone to be on here.
Okay, it's 7:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Trina, if you'd call the roll.
Councilman Sabo,
Present.
Councilman Wolford,
Here.
Councilman DeFlippo,
Here.
Councilman Hudson,
Here.
Councilman Strider, Councilman Lilly,
Here.
Councilman Reimer,
Here.
Councilwoman Walker,
Here.
Mayor Mullins.
Here.
Yep.
And Councilman Strider texted me. He's bogged down at work and couldn't be here tonight. So, okay, the minutes of the previous regular meeting on 4/15/21. I need a motion to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lilly. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Motion to approve the minutes of our special meeting on 4/20/21. Is there a motion to approve those as well, please?
So moved.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman DeFlippo. Any discussion on those? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. City's monthly financial statement. Councilman Sabo.
None this evening, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Under petitions, communications, and public hearings, item A is to open up the floor and to our social media outlets for any public comments on a public hearing. Excuse me? I thought somebody said something. A public hearing for us authorizing a non-exclusive lease of public right-of-way for development authority for the placement of the operation of broadband facilities and networks. So at this time, we will open up our social media outlets that we have available for any public comments. I'll wait just a few seconds to see if I hear anything from our IT folks, and if we have any public comments. Nothing? Okay. Okay, we have had no public comments on this issue, so at this time I will close the public hearing, and we will move on to item B on the agenda. And if you'd read the title of the ordinance, please, Trina.
Ordinance authorizing non-exclusive lease of public rights-of-way to South Charleston Development Authority for placement of broadband and related facilities and operation of broadband network.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lilly. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Excuse me, thank you all. Item C, if you'd read the resolution, please, Trina.
Resolution authorizing city officials to take any and all actions necessary to accept a grant from Dow Corporation for the City of South Charleston Fire Department and to further administer the grant as required by the grant agreement.
Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Excuse me, sorry. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by everybody. I'll give it to Councilman Wolford. Any discussion? Chief, you have any comments on this? Okay, all right. We have a motion. Okay. We have a motion. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. Thank you all. Item D is to approve the closing for our Armed Forces Day Parade, which we welcome back on May the 15th. So is there a motion to approve that, please? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lilly.
Who was the first one? Sorry.
I believe it was Councilman Sabol that made the motion, I believe. So a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all. You okay, Trina? Am I
Yeah.
going too fast? Okay. Item E, if you'd read the title, please.
An ordinance to amend section 733.37 and enact section 749.07 of the City Code of the City of South Charleston concerning simplifying license fees for alcohol-related businesses.
We'll get this on the floor. I'm going to give you all an explanation for this one and some of the other ones you see on that are similar to this. So if there's a motion to send to a second reading, please. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hudson. I want to explain this to you all a little bit, both this one and also you'll see where business license for contractors as well. I went up to the Capitol. There was a piece of legislation that was presented about eliminating municipal business licenses for those businesses that had state licenses. We adamantly opposed in a municipal league because we understand it's not a money issue for us. It's the information we gather to get everybody on the tax scrolls. And quite frankly, they had it backwards. Municipalities are actually the ones that help the state make sure they get people on. I'm sorry.
Froze up, Mayor.
Huh?
Froze up.
Oh, I froze up?
You froze up. We didn't hear about the last couple minutes.
Okay. Well, basically, what I'm saying is there was a piece of legislation that we went up to oppose the state that was prepared to eliminate municipal business licenses for those businesses that qualified for state licenses. We felt like they had it backwards and municipalities. But anyway, make a long story short, it wasn't about the money. It was about the information that we gathered on the license applications to make sure everybody's on our tax rolls. And quite frankly, we're the ones that supply that information to the state more so than vice versa, because we're the ones with the boots on the ground and can see what's going on in our communities. But anyway, make a long story short, it did amplify to me that we had some indiscrepancies in our business license fees, particularly when it comes to service business, contractors. I think it's in sales for, what am I trying to say, Hannah? Anyway, businesses that have to get licenses in multiple cities, for example. And that was kind of to me, as I took a step back and I looked at it, it's a little bit unfair to those businesses to have a higher license fee, contractors, for example, at 90. Businesses that sell alcohol for on-premise consumption or retail, they were sometimes in the thousands of dollars for their business licenses. Didn't make any sense. It's not a dollar issue for us, and the dollars are insignificant. It's the information that we want. In conjunction with continuing to be a business-friendly community, I wanted to streamline those business licenses and make them fair to everybody. 90% of our business licenses are $15, with exception of those businesses I just described to you. Contractors, people who sell alcohol for retail and on-premise consumption, for example. Hawkers and peddlers is what I was trying to think about, that have to get licenses in every city they do business. Most businesses don't. They get one license in your city and they're done. Service and contractors and hawkers and peddlers, they got to get a license in every city. If you live in Kanawha County, if you have a business in Kanawha County, you can get 15 different business licenses. And there's a fee to all those. So it made more sense to me, and I think it's kind of one of the things they were trying to address at the state level. They just kind of weren't doing it, in my opinion, the right way. And we won that battle. But it really wasn't much of a battle, to be perfectly honest with you. But my idea is to streamline those businesses, go along with our business-friendly environment. It's $15 across the board, period, for every business, regardless of what you do. And it still doesn't help the fact that those contractors and service industries have to get a business license in each city, but it certainly lessens the burden financially on them. And St. Albans, as a matter of fact, I was talking to Mayor James about it. We went to the capital together to speak against this piece of legislation, St. Albans had already done it. And I thought about it on the way home, and I'm thinking, I can't believe we actually missed this. Anyway, I think it's more fair for our business community to streamline our license fees across the board. The financial hit to the city is minimal, it's minuscule to us. And it's just another way of saying we're a business-friendly community and we want to treat everybody on a level playing field. That's my reason for introducing this one to you. And as you go on down, you'll see the same thing for contractor's license we're going to introduce as well. So I would appreciate your support on this. I think it's a good thing for us to do. And again, the finances to us are minuscule in a big picture to us. It's more about the information we get. That's my pitch. So anyway, we have a motion and a second on the floor to pass this on to second reading. Any more questions or comments or?
Good idea.
Thank you, Chuck. Okay, thank you all, appreciate your support on that. So we have a motion and a second, is all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes to a second reading. We are up to item F, I believe. Oh, sorry, what?
Ready?
Yeah.
An ordinance to amend section 951.01 of Article 951 of the City Code of the City of South Charleston concerning allowed height of vegetation and real property maintenance.
We can get this one on the floor. I'll let Steve comment. This was kind of his baby, but I agree with him on it. We have a motion to send to a second reading.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve, you want to make a comment on this? You brought it to my attention. I agree and support his idea, but go ahead, Steve.
I'm sorry, I wasn't hearing real clear. Was this the high grass?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thought it would be, before it was 10 inches. By the time we identify, write the letter, give them 5 days to cut, and if they don't do it, Gerald gets his guy scheduled to cut. It might be a week or more, and 10 inches becomes 12 or 14 inches. If you make it 8 inches, then you have a better chance of catching it before it gets out of control. And high grass is one of the things that we want to try to keep a handle on to keep neighborhoods from deteriorating. So it's just give us better control.
Common sense goes a long way, Steve. That's a good point. So, anyway, anybody have any questions or comments? I think everybody in this picture I see has had a high grass issue in their ward at some point in time or another. And again, Steve's right. By the time we go through the process of writing a letter, giving them a week, then another week before we cut it, 10 inches becomes 12, 14, or 16 inches, and it gets going to be a bigger mess. So, anyway, that's our reasoning.
Thanks, Steve. That was a good idea.
Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor of passing the second reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all. We are at item G.
An ordinance to enact section 533.14 of Article 533 of the City Code of the City of South Charleston concerning offenses relating to property, official notices, and impermissible occupancy.
That's okay. That's okay. This is another one. I'll let Steve take the lead on explanation, but we actually had this issue come up today. Is there a motion to pass to a second reading?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Walker, I believe. Steve, you want to comment on this one as well?
This, again, I was having a little trouble. This is the condemned sign and the occupancy of a house with a sign on it. Ordinance.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm having trouble hearing. The sign that I put up that says condemned, no occupancy, says that if the sign is removed or if anybody occupies the premises, they'll be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. However, our law doesn't say anything. It's silent on it. So there is, while I bluff on this, there really isn't anything to do. And I've had a number of times, probably in every one in the city, where both things happen. I put a sign up, and the owner takes it down, throws it away. I put a sign up and we find people in it, whether they're continuing to live there when they shouldn't be, or they're homeless people that are squatting there. So either way, there's people in it. So this gives me, myself and the police department a little more teeth. If we find somebody, we can cite them for a misdemeanor.
And again, this happened today in Councilman Cybolt's ward.
Yes, it is.
In a piece of property. Fortunately, the police department were able to remove the person because they had an outstanding warrant, if I'm not mistaken, Chief. That one worked out, but otherwise, we wouldn't have had the teeth to be able to remove this person from a home that's been condemned. Again, Steve, I give you kudos. It's a good idea, in my opinion. Common sense goes a long way again, so I certainly endorse this, and I hope you all will too. I believe we have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any other questions or comments on this particular issue from anyone? Okay, thank you all. We have a motion and a second again. It's all in favor of passing to second reading, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you all. We are at H, Trina, is that right? Okay.
An ordinance to amend section 733.29 of Article 733 of the City Code of the City of South Charleston concerning business licenses for contractors.
I think I've already explained this to you pretty well. It takes them from 90 to 15, streamlines it. I gave you those reasons why. So there's a motion to approve on to a second reading.
So moved.
Is there a second? I'm sorry.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hudson. Any further discussion or questions on this one? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all. Those are two good moves. I appreciate your support on those. Those are really good moves, as well as the property maintenance issues. Item 7, consideration of any bids. Councilman Cybolt.
Yes, sir, we have one this evening. It's for the installation of new street lamps at the country club.
Golf course, James.
Golf course. All right, strike one. The Finance Committee of the South Charleston City Council has met and considered the following, which will be advertised in accordance with the charter and ordinances of the City of South Charleston. After careful consideration, it is the recommendation of the Finance Committee to award the following: Ferguson Enterprises, quantity 25 light standards at $841 each, and quantity 25 Nova 2-post top lights at $673 each, for a total of $37,850.00. All items are within budget amounts for these purchases and will be paid from the Public Works Department budget fiscal year 2021, and this is a motion. Do I have a second?
Second. Second by Councilman Walker. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please. Trina.
Yes.
Councilman Cybold,
Yes.
Councilman Wolford,
Yes.
Councilman DeFlippo,
Yes.
Councilman Hudson,
Yes.
Councilman Lilly,
Yes.
Councilman Reimer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Walker,
Yes.
Mayor Mullins.
Yes. Anything else, Councilman Cybolt?
No, sir, nothing this evening, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. On to our department heads. Department heads, any reports from anyone?
Yeah, update, Mayor.
Yes, go ahead, Sean.
So we've restored power to the community center to about 95% of it. Still waiting on some breakers to come in to get some other things turned on downstairs to be able to open that up. They're anticipating some more to come in next week. So there may be a possibility to open up the pool next week, but we'll see if those come in.
But we do have the upstairs open, right, Sean? We opened Monday, right?
And tell them, that's what it is. That's what them said, can he,
Wait a minute, I want to hear that conversation on the back. I want to know what was the end of that conversation, Gerald? Okay. We're still in department. We're still in department. Oh, I tell you. Go ahead to department head reports. Anybody, anything?
And Mayor, I was going to give an update on the bumper cars.
Okay.
We've now sold 20,027 tickets, which brings us up to $100,135.
Wow. And $70,000 investment, so we did pretty good.
That was a good investment.
Yeah, pretty good investment.
COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, with COVID, that was even being shut down. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Anybody have anything?
I have a question for Chief White.
Okay.
Chief, I hate to bother you, but did you ever find out anything else about the neighbor on the cow house on Rosemont?
No, I haven't found out anything yet. I've still been checking. I've been talking to Brad about it, and we're still trying to figure out where she's at.
But she's not there.
Oh, Chief Reinhardt brought me a little update on that today. Didn't you, Chief? I know you were looking for something.
She's not there. At least she won't answer the door the last 2 days. And she was in Valley West Nursing Home until the 24th of March and Easter. And they gave me a phone number, but nobody answers that phone number.
We'll keep working on it, Jamie.
All right, then I'll just tell Robin to go call one.
Well, you need all the help you can get.
I worry that she's stuck in there, but then again, it seems like everything up front's just piling up more and more, so.
We'll keep working on it. I know it's a problem. We'll keep working on it, but.
Good. All right,
Hey, Mayor, I just want to tell everybody we're having the MSAC girls softball tournament next weekend, Friday and Saturday at the Rock. There's 3 games, or actually there's 6 games on Friday night, and then Saturday they start at 10 o'clock in the morning and go to 6.
That's next weekend, right, Gerald?
Yes, sir.
Just so I don't forget, when you pop in to see me tomorrow, I got a couple ideas I want to do for that tournament too, as well.
Okay.
We want to roll out the red carpet pretty well. It's our first year of doing it, but I think is it a 5-year deal we have with them, Gerald, or 3?
No, this is the MAC tournament. That's not the state
I'm sorry, it's
tournament.
not the state. Okay.
No,
The state's in June, right?
that's just the MAC tournament.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got them mixed up. Okay.
Rush back in.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Chief White for participating in the Sound the Alarm campaign again with the Red Cross. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Good deal.
You're welcome. Well, we can help.
Yep. That's a good program. Before we motion to adjourn, I do want to say, I'll make this announcement to you. I am going to open back up our meetings to city council meetings and also EDA, the first meeting in June. Okay, so we'll do our next meeting, one more just like this in May. In June, I'm going to invite you all back to City Hall. I can't wait to see your faces. At the same time, we're going to continue to offer these Zoom meetings for those of you who still feel like you need to do it that way. And please do it. Please don't feel any pressure to come. You stay at home and you keep doing Zoom if that's what you want to do. It's no problem at all. We're going to do the same thing for our Economic Development Authority meetings and all of our other public meetings, whether it be CDBs or whatever. We'll instruct all the arms of city government to do the same thing. We're going to come back live. We're going to meet in person, but we're going to continue to offer, whether it be conference calls or Zoom, until further notice. And who knows? And sometimes it's nice to have it on here anyway, as we have some people that work and travel. And so, you know, I think last meeting we had 2 council members in our meeting in our car. It's not a bad thing to continue to offer these anyway, regardless of the situation. So our first council meeting in June will be the first one we'll be back at City Hall for. Again, we'll just do one more in May. It's just made sense to me to start it in June, first meeting in June. So things are loosening up pretty good. And so I'm looking forward to getting you guys back and seeing your faces here. Anyway, that's what we'll do. Barring some kind of a fallback, who knows? But that's the game plan as we sit here today, is get everybody back here, or at least get everybody back here that feels comfortable back here. Okay. Okay. Any comments or questions about that? Okay, great. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second? All in favor? You guys have a great weekend. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I have to have you sign this, or Margie will have
Yeah, you
mine.
gotta go turn off the video.
Do that before Rick gets on the roll here. He's been on a roll these last couple of weeks.